Hi, I'm Fling, and this video is about Leviathan mode. In my previous video I mentioned the nerf to Omnibox had soured my relationship with the game mode a little. So I made a new one and finished 4th with it, as well as getting a whole bunch of recordings which I hope to use to share some tips and tricks with you all that can help you do well in the game mode too. A significant part of doing well happens before you even join the battle in the build screen. You want to start with a strong chassis, multiple overlapping frames and as much redundancy as possible. My next consideration is usually the weapons. You want to pick things that complement each other and that have similar optimal ranges. It can be tempting to want shotguns and range and plasma, but in my opinion the scariest levs are the ones with all cannons, all ruptures, that can be deadly at their chosen range. I went with cyclones and wretches, two of my favourite weapons, and ones with good overlap in effective range, while also covering each other's weaknesses. The remaining 4 energy went on a harvester, because it makes an extremely sturdy front bumper, however spark might be a better choice to counter electromines. In order to get good fields of fire I opted for towers, building them out of my strongest parts and overlapping them to avoid weak spots. I ended up with 45,000 durability, 24 hovers and a whole bunch of firepower. Once you've built your Lev, it's time to fight. My number one tip to winning at Levs? Don't die. There's a bit of nuance, but the core message is if you die, you lose, and as such you'll usually see me being fairly cautious by my standards, and I will always bring a radar. For every map except Highway, I usually do the capture base call at the start, because I want to start applying pressure and trying to get the other guy to make a mistake. Here, after spotting the shotgunner and other Lev coming towards me, I decided to drop back a little to minimise risk and let my teammates help me kill them. Ideally, by around this point my team would have captured the base and we start racking up points. However, unfortunately the other guys wanted to do that instead. So around here I realise we need to start protecting the base. You don't want to lose on score, that's frankly embarrassing. So you want to stop that teammate capturing. However, the other Lev obviously realises this too. He comes towards me and starts attacking, and around here I start to worry that I might be dead. If you look at the radar, I'm surrounded by shotguns, machine guns, plasma, all kinds of nastiness, and at this point my only thought is survival. So I managed to escape the scrum and come off the edge here relatively safe. I won't say unscathed because at this point I only have 2 guns left, but luckily the head-to-head I had with the other Lev kind of broke even, and by this point we're in a reasonably good position. We're still very much down on score, but the other guy is now, well, in even worse shape than I am, and I can chase after him and get the kill to get the win. That kind of scrappy win, while a bit unsatisfying, is how you keep a good ranking. The 2 ways to win a Lev match are being first to 400 points or killing the other guy, so it's in your best interests to make sure one of those happens. This game starts a lot better than the previous one. Me and my team are able to move up on the base altogether, and after a quick check of the minimap I realise it's safe to come in, contest it, take this guy out of the picture. Looking again at the minimap I can see that the other team's Lev has moved round quite far towards my team's spawn, which implies he's got a short range set up, something very deadly I don't want to get too close to. So after taking care of that guy, I'm keeping a good eye on him, and yep, we can confirm he's running ruptures, scary things to encounter at short range. Given he's running short range, I need to try and utilise the fact I outrange him and chip away damage from a safe distance. Here you can see a bit of a game of cat and mouse. I'm trying to keep my distance while not going far enough away that I can't do damage. I need line of sight still, and here the guy uses his invisibility to duke me and get close. I shouldn't have let him get this close, but luckily I'd done enough damage at range to weaken his defences a little bit. Another key thing that went in my favour here is he was near my spawn, I wasn't near his. That means that my teammates, well, I think I can see two and another one will appear in a minute. They're there ready to help me from the get-go. His team are more split up and less able to support his attack. That's key to how I managed to survive a direct assault from a rupture lev, which would usually leave me dead, I'm not going to lie. But there we go, got him down. So cautiously aggressive is the name of the game. I know that sounds like a bit of an oxymoron, but essentially you are trying to win while at the same time trying not to die, because that will mean you lose. This map is a bit different from most of the others because you don't really want your guys to just sit on the base capturing unless they're safe to do so. So at the start I don't do the call I do on the other maps because I want the guys to hang back a bit with me. And here we've seen the enemy lev rizzing towards us, obviously very aggressive loadout, so staying back was the correct choice, and this guy here probably won the game. If you're playing as the small guys, play like that guy, because he is great. DSEC, thanks mate, you won this. By holding up the attack of the ruptures and sparks and all the nastiness on that thing, it was able for the four of us, sorry, to just sit there, take the guy out. Not even a problem, and that's a scary lev. I feel like this final game is a very good example of all the tips I'm trying to give you rolled up into one. We start off the match, we tell the little guys, please go start winning us points, and we move round and hope they've listened. This is a very good spot on this map because you get a good view of where the enemy are going. Are they going left, are they going right? And you can sort of hover around here and take the attacks as they come. You've got places to retreat to, usually, where you can be safe from attacking machine guns, harvesters, shotguns, all of that nastiness that the little guys often charge towards you with. Now here, I should have been paying attention to the map. This guy would have been, you know, easily visible on my mini-map, but luckily the Dracos kind of backfired on him and rammed me up, and I was able to sort of bounce out of the death flames that he was shooting at me. And now I've beaten that initial attack. Often happens in Lev games, you get attacked by little guys straight away. Now we have the upper hand because, well, we've taken out that little attack, we're sitting on the base scoring points, and we haven't even lost a player yet. So the thing to do, cautiously aggressive, we're going to sit on this base until it's dangerous and then run away. And because we've got the advantage in numbers, well, as we run away, the little teammates, they're running towards him, putting the pressure on and keeping the pressure off of us. So now his little guys are rushing to his defense. I don't know if he even needed them to defend him, but they have, and that's bought us a bit of time. We could still be scoring at this point if I'd stayed down, but you know, it's fine, we're still up on points, so I can just be a little bit slow, a little bit careful, and keep an eye out for where they're coming from. I believe it was about this point that I realised that Draco had managed to take out my radar, which is never a comfortable feeling for me in a Lev game, because I like to know where the bad guys are. As such, I was a bit cautious and decided to come hide under this bridge. I probably could have pushed the attack at this point, but I thought, no, I'm going to hide. I don't know where there could be a flamethrower lurking. But luckily, one of my teammates had gone round, pushed the attack, and allowed me to get some close-range retches into this guy's structure parts, which is always very satisfying. Now, he was being backed up, so the thing to do here, I might have been able to win against the Lev even while being attacked, but cautiously aggressive. We kill those guys first, before we then go back to confirm the attack. And by this point, the Electromines had done their job, and it was, in the end, a fairly straightforward victory. So, to recap, stay alive. If you die, you lose, so don't do that. Be aware, know where the danger is, and don't let yourself get surrounded, know when it's safe to attack. score points. Try to get an early lead to put pressure on the other guy. Hopefully you'll make a mistake. Obviously a lot of tips from normal Crossout also apply, things like using cover, knowing your weapon. There are situations where you have to adapt, you'll have to charge in or run away when you wouldn't think you would have to normally, and a big part of getting good is knowing how much you can push that, how much damage you can take and do in order to win a game quickly. Once you're highly ranked, many of the other Leviathans are also going to be very cautious themselves, so it can be down to you to break that balance in your favour and get the win. One last thing, if you're just starting out, it can be tempting to build something that just scrapes enough PS together to build the bare minimum lev. Please don't do this. All your teammates will hate you, basically. You should stick to you've got all legendaries at a bare minimum. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that YouTube jazz. And I hope to make another video for you soon.